Welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can apply style transfer effect to a live camera preview as well as to image capture in native Android application with Media3 and TensorFlow. So let's get started. So first I'll show you what I mean by style transfer effect. Before I show you guys the output, one quick thing. Here I have taken two images. So this is this oil.png and this is the style.jpg, right? Now based on these images I can apply a style transfer effect to our live camera preview. So let me show you guys the output to what I mean. So first it is asking me for camera permission. I'll give it that, and it does take a bit. And here you can see, so this is my live camera preview, but here you can see I have applied the style of this image to my live camera preview. So I'm moving my camera as well. So hopefully you got the point. Now with the help of this particular thing you can apply any kind of style transfer effect to your live camera preview. Let me just click on this take photo button. So it has captured the photo, and if you want you can just go to your files app. I have not taken an image view, that's why it is not showing me the image, but I can just quickly go to the files app to show you that the image has been captured. So here you can see image has been captured. Same you can do it for oil.png or whatever you style transfer effect for an image you want. Okay, so let's see how to achieve this. Now I am using XML layout, but you don't have to use XML layout. You can use Jetpack Compose as well. Only the UI logic will differ, the business logic will remain the same. So first you need to go to Android manifest.xml, and here I have added this uses feature of Android hardware camera permission as well as write external storage permission. Then you need to go to build.gradle.kts, and here you need to add few dependencies. So first one is this camera core, then next one is camera 2, next camera lifecycle, then camera view, then Media3 effect, which is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video. If it does become stable, make sure you use the stable version. That's why at the start, before displaying the camera preview, you found a little bit of delay. It was because of this, because this is still in alpha. Then Media3 effect stable version, then the this LiteRT, TensorFlow Lite. Now TensorFlow Lite has been renamed to LiteRT, that's why we have to update the names to something like this. Then LiteRT GPU as well as LiteRT API as well. Once you add all of this, you will see a sync now button. Just click on that sync now button and it will download all the dependencies for you. Then you need to go to activity_main. Now here if you are using Jetpack Compose, you will have to replace with Jetpack Compose code. So here I have just taken one preview view which occupies the entire width and height of the screen, and one button to take a photo. Okay, then you need to create an assets folder. Now to create an assets folder, you can just right click, new folder, assets folder, and just click on finish. Now there are some TensorFlow Lite models which I have downloaded from a Socialite repo. So what I'll do is I'll just in the description and in the pinned comment I'll just give you a link to my GitHub repository which will contain this TensorFlow Lite model. So make sure you include this TensorFlow Lite, and instead of oil.png and style.jpg you can create, like, add your own file or use Sora or any image generation tool to create any kind of style transfer effect. So it's up to you what you want to do. So don't worry too much about this file, you can create this of your own. It can be any file. Then next is, I have just shown you this, I've shown you this, I've shown you this as well, I've shown you this as well, and I have shown you this. Then you need to create a Kotlin file called style transfer effect. So firstly these are all the imports. Now this file I have copied it from the so there is a GitHub repo called Socialite from the Android GitHub channel. So from that particular GitHub repository I have just copy pasted this code. Even I don't completely understand it, so I'll simply scroll through this file. Feel free to pause the video and just copy all this code. Okay, so I'll just tell you in case if there is any change you need to make. So here you can see we are referring the TensorFlow Lite models. Okay, and there is one more thing which I'll show you later on. So suppose if you don't want to apply the effect to the entire if you want to apply it only to one half of the width, okay, or one half of the height, you can use this particular code as well. I'll show you that output as well in a bit. Then here we are processing, here we are releasing, here we are finish processing, pre-process, TF run, this is post process, get scale tensor images as well. Again I don't really understand all of this, so I'll just reformat this code in case if you have missed anything. Okay, so feel free to pause the video and just copy all this code. I'll simply scroll through this again. Okay, Next comes the main part of our main activity. So inside main activity, again there are bunch of imports, so feel free to, again I'll just remove this dead imports, optimize imports. So yeah, these are all the imports, so feel free to pause the video and just copy this imports. We need to add this @unstable annotation because we are using the alpha version of Media3 effect and it is still been unstable. Then here we have image capture as well as camera executor service. Here is our viewfinder preview view, here is our button. Then here we request for multiple permissions. So if you are using below Android 10, you also require write external storage permission. So here you can see once permission has been granted, then only this variable remains true, otherwise we make it as false. And in case if it is true, then only we start our camera. Then inside on create, we initialize our viewfinder as well as button, and here is our click listener for our button on which we call take photo. If all camera permissions are granted, then we call start camera, else we call request permission. Then here we initialize our camera executor. Then here is our take photo button. Here we get hold of our image capture. This is the simple date format. Then we use content values where we pass the display name, MIME type, and if Android version greater than P, we also set the relative path. Then here we have this image capture.output file option where we pass the content resolver as well as external content URI. Then we do image capture.take picture, and here we override on error as well as on image saved. So here we shut down our camera executor and display a toast message once the image has been captured. Here is our start camera. First we define our aspect ratio strategy. Then here is our resolution selector. Here is our process camera provider. We add a listener for our camera provider future. Then here we do process camera provider. Here we initialize our preview view and we set the surface provider as well. Then here we initialize our image capture. Here we get hold of our default back camera. Then here we initialize the Media3 effect. And here we set Media3 effect.set effects, and here we use this byte buffer GL effect. Here we pass our main activity, and here you need to pass the name of the image file which you have added inside the assets folder. Do not add it inside the drawable or map folder. You need to add it inside the assets folder. So make sure you change the image name to whatever you have added over here. And here is our use case group builder. Then here we unbind our camera provider, we bind it to the life cycle. Here we just have a method to check whether we have the request just for requesting permission, and this is the method to check whether we have the required permission or not. Then here we shut down our camera executor, and here we have bunch of variables defined inside companion object. Now let me show you the other part. So suppose I want this oil.png, right? So all I can do is, instead of the style.jpg, I can just do oil.png over here, and like I told you, right, we can apply it only to 1/2 width or to a particular portion as well. So for that, what you can do is you can use something like this. So here you can change, I'll just comment the upper one. Here you can change the left and bottom to whatever you feel like. You can play around with this value. So here what I have done is that I only want the first half of the camera preview to have the effect, and the next half to does not have that effect, next half of the width. Okay, so I'll just rerun the application. Let me quickly show you guys the output. And so this is the image preview. Let's wait for our application to boot up. So it should boot up in few seconds. Okay, so here is our application. I have already given the camera permission. Here you see the delay. So here you can see it is only applying to the first half of the width. So hopefully you got the point. So the rest of the half remains the same. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.